Okay, so I opened up Photoshop, and this is a CS4 version. So what we're gonna do is just do File, New, and we're gonna make the width 512 and the height 1000 by 24. Then we're gonna call it binoculars. Okay. Actually, I wanted the opposite way, so close that. New. I want the width 1024 and the height 512. Okay. That's more like it. So layer, new fill layer, solid color. Okay. And just make it like that kind of green. Bring down the opacity to about right there. Alright, make another new fill layer, solid color, and do it that same color but a little bit darker. Darker than that. There we go. So now select the ellipse tool, and about right here towards the corner, drag, so click and hold, and drag to about further than the center. That way you'll get a nice binocular looking circle. And I'm gonna actually redo it, so I'm gonna go a little bit farther up. Click and hold. Yeah, I kinda like that better. Okay. And then Control J, and that'll copy it. Use the move tool, hold shift, drag it over here, and then eyeball this part, make sure it's kind of symmetrical, and then hold control or shift and click on make it so that both of these are selected. Then right click, merge the layers, and then okay, so now we got kind of binocular looking things. Now use the, where is it? Use the magic wand tool, and then we'll select all the black, and then right click on the color fill 2, rasterize the layer, and then with it selected, right click and layer via cut. Now if we hide the layer we just made and then hide the shape copy, we can see our binoculars. And that's kind of what I was going for, so you can just go ahead and delete that. And actually, don't delete this one yet. So with this one selected, Control T, and then hold shift and drag up a little bit, and then move it back into the center. Drag this way. Just, you don't want any white showing right now. This way. Okay. So what we're gonna do is just press enter, and then do the same thing. Select it, go over to this layer, right click, layer via cut, and then you can now delete this shape. Now with this layer cut, we can bring down the opacity. Actually, wrong layer. This layer. Bring down the opacity on here, and it'll give it like a fading effect, just so it's not such a hard edge. And I kind of need to move it to the left a little bit. Doesn't look right. I'm just gonna keep it where it is. We kind of want some little changes, just so it's not like, just to make it more like realistic. Okay, so now we got our view. Now what we're gonna do is just make the line tool, make the weight like 12 pixels. So 12 px, and make a new layer. And we can use the whole view, so hold shift, it'll go straight up. And we're gonna make it go like this. Control J. Oops. Control J. Control T. So this is the short one. We're gonna rename it short and long. This one's gonna be just a line. This is gonna be the fade. This is gonna be the view. And this is gonna be the overlay. Okay. So I'm gonna do like a long, short, short, long, short, short. That's just what I'm gonna do. So Control J, hold Shift, here, Control Z, hold Shift before you bring it off. Okay. And Control, actually I went a little bit further, huh? So hold Shift, bring down right there. Okay. Copy the short, hold Shift, bring down. Now that I got those four, I can just select them all, merge, and then rename it lines. Or actually, we'll just call it, yeah, we'll just call it lines. Then you can Control J, hold Shift, bring it down. That looks kind of cool. And I'm just going to shorten this line a little bit, so with this line selected, just Control T. And that works for me. Now lines copy. What is this action lines? Oh, okay, so merge all those layers. Control T, make it a little thinner. And I kind of want this to be white. Alright. Control T. Okay. So that's just gonna be static. It's just gonna be chilling right there. And so that's what I think the view should look like. Got a little different right here, but that's okay. And you can also just go back and double click on the fade and see what different kind of blend modes you can mess with. You can make it like all staticky. What else do they have? That one's alright. Let's make it full opacity. But I kind of liked it as normal 75% opacity. Okay, so now File, Save As. No, I'm gonna save in Binoculars Tutorial, and then Images. I made a new directory called Images. I'm just gonna save a PSD, a Photoshop document, and I'm gonna go and save it as a PNG as well. Save. None. Okay. Alright, now what we need to do is just file new and make the width by 64 and the height by 64 pixels. Forgot to mention that in the other video that it has to be pixels or else it's going to be kind of huge. 64 inches or points. I only use pixels really. Alright, and make it, just call it left arrow. Okay. Now we don't have much space to work in. That's okay, but we're just gonna hold Control and then space and just zoom in a little bit. Alright. So now what we can do is there's two ways of creating an arrow. You can either do, what am I looking for? Okay. The custom shape tool. So once you have the custom shape tool, you can right click and choose the different shapes. You can also get different kind of shapes offline, but there's a couple arrows in here. I like this one. So double click on it, and drag. Got an arrow. Alright. Or if you don't like that arrow, you can always do polygon tool, make the sides to 3, and hold shift, make it point to the left. But in this case I kinda like the custom made arrow. And since we're not really working with much pixels, we're just gonna try to keep, we're gonna try to take up as much space as we can. And then keep in mind that the next arrow we make, it's gonna be highlighted around it. Alright, so now what we need to do is click on image, adjustments. Actually, no, I think it's edit, free transform path, right click, flip, horizontal. There we go. And then enter. Now it's going to the left. That's good. That's what we wanted. Alright. So now that we have our arrow, we can save it as left arrow, PSD, and as a PNG file as well. Now what we're going to do is double click on the layer we made and then do outer glow. Click on the outer glow slot and make the spread a little bit and the size, and put the spread down a little. Just kind of mess with the settings to get what you like. There we go, that's what I like. So a lot of spread, little size, and I'm going to change the color. Change it to like a red. Maybe a dark red. That works for me. And if you don't want to do outer glow, you can just do bevel and emboss. And kind of... Oh, not bevel and emboss, I meant inner glow. And it'll kind of make it easier to work with. Size, and I kind of like the outer glow though. So okay. And just save it as left arrow lit in both formats. And the reason why I do PNG is it has the alpha channel saved. So there's red, green, blue, and then there's A, which is alpha. And these tiled parts are the part that you don't want to see. See, if we had like a PNG file, we saved it as a PNG, then it would automatically create a solid color, probably white, and then it'd put it in the background like that. And then you'd wonder why all of your textures look all square. So that's why I've been saving it in PNG. Okay. So if you want, you can go in and create all the other arrows, up, down, left, right. But if you don't want to, I included all the arrows. And it's in the what you need directory. There's the wave sound files, the original binoculars, and all the arrows. Oh, and the crosshair as well. So the crosshair is easily, you get the ellipse and make it 50% opacity, and then make a little dot in the center. And in the dimensions, you can see it's 64 by 64 as well. It doesn't really need to be any bigger than that. Okay.